our next guest is a living example of the American dream. Coming from Italy, he's a team leader and founder of Dream Homes Team San Diego. Joe Corbisiero has achieved success through hard work and dedication, building his real estate company to the top 1% of producing teams in San Diego. He's joining us now to tell us all about achieving the American dream. Joe, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much. I'm flattered. Pensé que estaba todo en español, pero...
Pues lo podemos hacer en español, no te preocupes.
I'm just kidding, no?
Okay, don't get me started.
I'm limited.
Well, now we know you're bilingual.
Yeah.
I thought you were Italian. Tell us all about it. How did it all get started?
I love languages. Let's put it like that. How can you not speak Spanish when you live in San Diego?
That's right.
You know?
It's good for business.
But not only for that, you meet amazing people from Mexico and background that's like Latinos. Therefore, you have to speak Spanish.
You're right, but let's go back a little bit. Before San Diego, you're not from San Diego, are you?
No, at all. At all, not.
Take us all the way back.
So, yes, I'm one guy, I guess one of these lucky people that can call now United States and San Diego my home. But I come originally from Italy.
Okay.
And I've been successful not making pasta or being in the mafia, I guess.
Which we all,
the other.
Yeah, don't worry. We love it.
And no, it's been an interesting journey. I'm really blessed. See, originally I was born in Naples, southern Italy. And I lived in different cities in Italy. And then eventually I landed here to San Diego.
What age did you come over here? What made you want to come?
I came here 10 years ago, actually, yes. 2019 is going to be 10 years. Yep. I met a woman back then in Rome, which was my ex-wife. And we had a beautiful child. And she decided they want to give birth in California. So we came here to give birth, actually. And it was a 2-month deal. And it ended up, I stayed here for
You fell in love.
It was interesting, yeah. At the beginning, it was a little awkward, coming from a big city. I was in Rome at the time, and coming here to San Diego in Carlsbad, actually, I landed.
Okay. So it was a little bit smaller than what you were used to.
Absolutely. Like, everything was a slower pace, and, the culture, the language. I didn't speak English that well.
At all?
No, I did, but it was basics, when you get out of high school.
Yeah. And you just decided to stay? Did you have any plans? Did you have any work? How'd you end up staying here?
Well, I've been an entrepreneur for many years, so total about 14 years. When I was in Italy, I was doing real estate as well, was property management, rentals, and whatnot. So, like I said, we decided to give birth here in California. We have a California baby. So we came here, and shortly after, so interesting, I want to say a week later, there was this, back in the day, 2008, we were in a huge real estate crisis. So there was real estate auctions and whatnot. And I remember one day, I've always been fascinated by real estate. That's my life. So I decided, I'm like, yeah, I want to go to this auction.
Yes.
She's like, to do what? I'm like, I don't know, let's go to the auction, who cares? So you had to get a cashier's check, and then we walk with the auction. At that minute, I got 2 cashier's checks. I don't know why, don't ask me. But it was just the same.
You were ready.
I was feeling something, So we go to this auction, and it's interesting. I've never been to a real estate auction, though I was at the auctions when I was a kid with my dad. He used to take me to the auctions, where it was for cars. So I go there, and it's a huge room. I was in downtown there at the conference over there. And I don't know, I see all these people, 20,000, 30,000, and this and that. So I stayed there, I was just watching. At one point, there was a property in Escondido, which I had no clue where Escondido was, that it came back to the auction for some reasons. And nobody was bidding at that point, and it was by the end. So long story short, I purchased that home for $76,000.
Oh, my God.
My ex-wife, like my wife, she she literally was elbowing me constantly the whole thing. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, look, honey, $70,000 in euros, about 52,000 euro. We have, we have the money. That's fine. What's the worst that can happen?
That is not a building. I don't know.
So I didn't even see the property. So long story short, I go there the day after I purchased the first home in California, and it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, which I rented for $1,850 from the first week.
So you bought a 3-bedroom house for $70-something thousand.
$76,500.
You took advantage of an opportunity and you saw it. That's amazing. And is that one of the reasons that you said, okay, we're staying here now? This is going to work out?
Honestly, yes. And it's interesting because majority of people think about recessions or, a crisis as such a negative thing.
Yeah.
But it's
Well,
not
it
always
was for
like
a lot
that.
of people.
Right, but it's not always like that. Sometimes you can see opportunities or you can see an advantage on the circumstances. So in that particular situation, I was lucky enough not to go through the whole 2005 all the way to 8.
Yes.
So I just was at the end when there was a recession. Therefore, I had some little bit of money saved and I was able to pursue my American dream.
And you got lucky. You got lucky
Absolutely.
because that was a big risk that you took. It could have been something that maybe you would have lost even more money having to put back into this property, but you got really lucky. So it was almost meant to be.
I agree.
And that really is the story that a lot of people think of, right?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of risks to be successful in life, I believe. And I still, trust me, I am
Overcoming fear.
a little loco, yes. I literally, when I have something in my mind, I just go push through the door. Even if there's so much resistance, I keep on going through, and eventually something is going to happen. So I believe in that. I took huge risks in my life. I still do. Right after that episode that I bought that property, I actually purchased several homes.
Wow.
And I was, the reason I became a real estate professional is because I couldn't find an agent that was, first of all, had integrity. And it would tell me how things they are. You know what I mean? There's one thing that I hate. It's like they try to shove things up your throat. It's like, oh, this is a great deal. Oh, this is a great deal. It's not like that. It's such a big purchase. You have to be honest. You know? So I decided to take my real estate license shortly after that in 2010, 2 years later. And funniest part, reading, I had to go to classes because I couldn't do it online and whatnot. And I had the vocabulary here. It was Italian, English, and the books, and the computer.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
So you had to take it from English to Italian to be able to learn it.
Well, there was a lot of words that I didn't understand. I'm like, what am I going to do here? So the easiest way was just have a vocabulary right here and keep on going.
But you were determined.
I had to do it. I had no choice.
Yes.
And that's the thing. When you have no choices, you're able to push it through.
Yeah.
If you have option 1 or option 2, most likely you're going to go back to one of the two.
Something easier. But you didn't have an easy way out. You just had to do that.
That's
or you couldn't find an agent that was, I guess, like you said, you could have agents. You were able to find agents, but not somebody that, was in your best interest.
Exactly. And, it wasn't just that. I decided I wanted to have a career. I said, I see the problem here. I see there's a recession. There is a lack of trust towards real estate people, which is understandable, honestly. I mean, nowadays, 27,000 agents. So I said, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to be that person of integrity that's actually going to do the best for them. Because I've been there, you know what I mean? So that's been my main concept since I started this career. And, pushing forward 10 years later, I'm running an amazing team, like-minded people.
And I imagine that's why you've been able to be successful. Because you had people's best interest in mind.
But you can understand, even on that end, I mean, sometimes I am very straightforward, and passionate about things.
Yes.
So I might tell people, it's like, I don't think this is appropriate for you. I wouldn't put my kid in this property. And they look at me and like, why? I want this house. I'm like, okay, I take a step back. That's what you want. I'm totally fine. It happened,
But you're willing to give them your expert opinion.
Always.
Okay. And with all these years now that you've been doing it, obviously you've become an expert at the industry. You said you were doing it before doing it now. I want to learn a little more about the business, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.